Jaime Lannister, the Kingslayer's Curse. Prologue. In the golden halls of Casterly Rock, under the watchful gaze of his father, Tywin, was born Jaime Lannister. A boy whose beauty and courage were matched only by the heavy burden destiny placed upon him. From a young age, he stood out among his peers. Tall, golden-haired, with sharp green eyes, he seemed destined for greatness. But behind this brilliance lay a shadow, the curse of being both a lion of Lannister blood and a man who would later be forever known by one infamous name, Kingslayer. From early childhood, Jaime was trained in the art of war. Steel became an extension of his hand, and his skill with a sword impressed even the most experienced knights of the Westerlands. His father instilled in him the belief that honor without power was nothing, and that true respect was earned not only by words but by deeds carved into history. Yet, for all his prowess, Jaime's fate would always remain intertwined with the weight of his choices and the love that defined him, the forbidden bond with his twin sister, Cersei. The fall of Bran Stark. Jaime's story took one of its darkest turns in Winterfell. When the Lannisters visited the Starks, young Bran, a boy full of curiosity and dreams of becoming a knight, stumbled upon a secret he was never meant to see. Jaime and Cersei together in the tower. Without hesitation, Jaime uttered the words that sealed his reputation as both heartless and devoted. "The things I do for love." And with a single push, Bran fell from the tower, shattering his life and forever binding the Lannisters and Starks in a web of blood and vengeance. That act marked Jaime not only as ruthless but also as a man ready to sacrifice everything for his love. In his heart, it was not cruelty but desperation that guided him. Yet history would remember him not as a man in love but as a villain whose hand sent a child into the abyss. The Kingslayer. Long before Bran's fall, Jaime earned another name that haunted him through life. As a young member of King Aerys II's Kingsguard, Jaime stood close to madness itself. He witnessed the Mad King's cruelty, his obsession with wildfire, his endless paranoia. When Aerys ordered the City of King's Landing to be burned, Jaime acted, not out of rebellion, but to save thousands of innocent lives. With his sword, he cut down the man he had sworn to protect. The act saved the realm but damned Jaime's name. To the world, he was not a hero but a traitor, forever branded Kingslayer. The irony cut deep. The man who had saved countless lives was reviled as an oathbreaker. Even his honor was twisted into shame, and only a few ever saw the truth of that day. Battles and chains. Jaime's path led him through countless battles. At the Battle of the Whispering Wood, his arrogance and unmatched swordsmanship were tested when Robb Stark, young and brilliant, outmaneuvered him. Surrounded and overwhelmed, Jaime was captured, a lion brought low by a wolf. As Robb's prisoner, Jaime endured humiliation, yet his spirit remained unbroken. Later, fate threw him into the hands of Brienne of Tarth, a warrior unlike any he had ever met. At first, he mocked her, but on their journey, Jaime found in Brienne something he had long forgotten: honor, loyalty, and an echo of the knight he once aspired to be. Their bond, forged in chains and danger, revealed the better side of the Kingslayer, the man buried beneath layers of pride and bitterness. It was with Brienne that Jaime endured one of his greatest losses, the severing of his right hand. The hand that had made him one of the greatest swordsmen in Westeros was gone. With it, his identity crumbled. But through suffering, Jaime found a new strength, not in the sword, but in the man he was becoming. The Wars of Westeros. Jaime fought in many campaigns during the War of the Five Kings and beyond. He took part in the Siege of Riverrun, where he used not brute force but cunning and diplomacy, threatening Edmure Tully's unborn child to secure victory without bloodshed. Unlike his younger self, Jaime began to prefer wit over the sword, showing that war could be won with the mind as much as with steel. Still, battles followed him. He stood beside his house in wars against the Tyrells, against Daenerys Targaryen, even against the dead when the wall fell and the Night King marched south. Jaime's sword, whether golden or steel, always served a cause, though he often questioned whether those causes were truly just. The tragic end. Despite his growth, Jaime's heart always led him back to Cersei. No matter how far he strayed, no matter what honor he discovered within himself, The love for his twin consumed him. It was both his strength and his curse. In the final days, when Daenerys's dragons brought fire and death to King's Landing, Jaime chose to return to Cersei. Together, they stood in the ruins of the Red Keep, as stone and fire collapsed around them. Jaime held her close, whispering that nothing else mattered but them, just as it had been from the beginning. And so, the Kingslayer met his end not on the battlefield, not in glory, but in the arms of the woman he loved, buried beneath the ashes of the city they once ruled. For all his sins, for all his valor, Jaime Lannister died as he had lived. A man torn between love and honor, between lion's pride and human weakness. Epilogue. Jaime Lannister's story is one of contradictions. A knight who saved the innocent but was cursed as a traitor. A warrior who pushed a child from a tower but also saved countless lives in silence. A man who discovered love beyond himself yet could never abandon the one bond that defined him. In death, he was remembered as many things. The Kingslayer, the Oathbreaker, the Lion of Lannister pride. But those who truly knew him remembered something else. A man who, in his final moments, proved that even the proudest lion could die with a heart torn open by love.